All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and citizens of YouTube. It's Pastor Dowell. The question comes to me from Anonymous. They said, Pastor Dowell, what do you think about Pastor Dowell, the preacher? I said, wow. I said, okay, I guess that's a pretty good angle to try to come from. I said, so, well, let me just go ahead and hit it. First of all, anytime you're asking an opinion about something, opinions vary. And opinions always vary based on the level of education that someone has about truth, history, science, and you can go on and on and on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't know anyone, then all you have to base your personal opinion in reference to someone that you may be trying to form one about, you base it on the information that he or she is presenting to you. And so if you're watching me on YouTube, the only opinion that you could probably give me is the opinion that you know from what you hear from my videos. And even that, your opinion is based upon, listen to me very closely, is based upon your culture, is based upon your upbringing, your environment, how you have been reared in this life, your level of education, and how much you know or don't know about truth. It's also based upon your own personal biases, or what we would call prejudices. So let me go into that with all that stated and said at first. If I was someone listening to this man called Pastor Dowell, the first thing I would do is I would say to myself, who in the world does this man think he is? That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would do is I would listen, and more than likely I would probably get pissed off. I would get offended at the first. But I'm the type of person, a long time ago, I determined that I wasn't going to base opinions upon feelings or emotions or a lack of knowledge. And if someone said something that I at that time disagreed with, or if I did not have any knowledge of, I wouldn't rush to judgment. What I would do is I would go back and research what they're saying, and if I found out what they were saying was so, then that would let me know if the person is either a person of truth or a person of lies. Because let's just all tell the truth here for a moment. Nobody that ever stands for the truth, tells the truth, is a loved person. The truth is, when you first hear truth, it's going to piss you off at first because we've already been conditioned. So knowing, listening to this man, Pastor Dowell, I would say to myself, what in the world is he talking about? Because that's based on, at that time, my level of education, my personal level of input, what I believe that I know or perceive. But since I exercise self-autonomy, I would go back and see what he's saying is so. And if I found out that he was telling the truth, no matter how much I may at first, not like the presentation, not like the way that he presents information, I'm not going to go shoot the messenger. I'm going to hear the message, pay attention to what's going on in me. I'm going to search out the matter, see if it's so. And then if I found out he's telling me the truth, then he would actually gain my favor because of what he said. And the truth that was foreign to my ears, I end up hearing. Because at first when you hear him, you'll think that, man, this guy is very arrogant. This guy is very insulting. This guy is very forthright and forthcoming and very bold beyond belief. And what is his beef? That's the first thing I would say. But I come to find out that anytime, and I'm giving you both sides of the fence, anytime that someone is promoting truth, no matter what that truth is, be it social, political, economic, religious perspectives or point of view, that you're not going to be popular with the world. You can forget about that, and so you have to be content in walking alone. But that doesn't mean that people are out of touch, or he's out of touch, talking about me, myself. That means we need to gain a greater understanding of actually what's really truly going on, because if we form those type of opinions about people, including myself in general, then the truth is we're boxing ourselves in, and we are are allowing ourselves to be controlled through feelings and emotions, and most of us have been controlled by them all of our lives. So if he says something that pisses me off or something, I actually found out that people who are very truthful, people who are very honest, people who are very forthright and forthcoming, I've actually found out that these people are people of great humility, because people would rather, just like rats and moles and mice, would rather go scurry and run off in a hole or hide from it. If somebody tells you the truth, I've learned, from my own personal opinion, that there's someone that has great love for people. So, I know I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to give both sides of the fence as I answer. So at first, when you first hear me, it'll be a shock, literally, because you've been conditioned. If I was to first hear me, I would be like, man, what in the world? And hey, at times I actually come off very comical, as if I'm not sincere or serious at all. But even in jesting, even in, if I use that word, but even in laughter, I'm very serious. As I often say, sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying, because of everything the way that it is. We live in a time where evil is now the new good, and good has become evil. And people do not know what truth is. They base everything on their personal biases, feelings, and emotions, as opposed to investigating, doing their due diligence to see if this man is telling you the truth. And I promise you, if you hear me get on this YouTube channel and I say anything about anything, I'm giving you the truth. Now, you may not accept it, may not like it. It's totally irrelevant, because, going by the motto, whether hear or forbear, that's the way we should be functioning. But at the same time, I understand. I really, truly do, because, again, I've given you both perspectives. Later on, I will come to discern and come to the conclusion that I could actually be a friend of this man, because this man is actually someone who not only gets on here, screams, hollers, lift up his voice, but he's also someone that when you get finished with all the noise, you get finished with all the theater, you get finished with all what some people would call the rhetoric, you cannot deny that this man lives what he preaches and teaches and what he believes. That's the one thing you can't deny. You can't deny that Pastor Dowell's a hard-working man, a passionate man that some people equate to anger. But that's just the type of man that he is. And it's totally up to the individual to come to those conclusions, because I can't bring anyone to those conclusions. So I hope I have said something here to try to help and to stimulate thought. But I promise you one thing, I'm not trying to become anyone's enemy. Nobody's. Really, truly, I'm not. I'm not trying to become anyone's enemy. I'm very passionate about certain things, but so are you. So are you as well. So I hope I've given a little bit of insight both ways on this man, the preacher, Pastor Dowell. Hey, but I do know this, and you can get I want everybody to chime in on the comments on this. There's people, when they first heard me, they couldn't stand me, especially women. And then after they learned me, after they know me, they was like, wow, this is one of the most loving men I ever met in my whole entire life. And when they do love, both men and women, they love me with a deep, sincere heart, regardless of their first impressions and stuff. Because, I know a lot of times people say that first impressions are lasting impressions, but that's not always the case, and nor is it always true. That is the truth. So I hope that I give you a little bit of insight about me, and I will say this. I'm a very serious man. A very serious man about whatever endeavor I take on in life, because I have a lot of people that listen to me and depend upon my counsel, my knowledge, and my understanding and perspectives of things on life. And I dare not hold men's spirit or soul in sway. If anything, I'm a teacher, and my greatest ambition is that those who are students become even greater than I, the teacher. Hey, shalom. Y'all have a wonderful day. The King coming.